Aussie. Tag out, Steph.
Stephanie McMahon's story is as much about the evolution of WWE as it is about the McMahon family legacy. While many fans first saw her in the spotlight as the billion-dollar princess, a spoiled, rich antagonist, her journey in professional wrestling was far from just playing a part. Born into the power and privilege of the McMahon family, with her father, Vince McMahon, at the helm of WWE, Stephanie was introduced to the business world at an early age. She began her WWE career as a teenager, initially modeling for merchandise before transitioning into on-screen roles. Her character, often positioned beside her father, embodied the image of wealth and power, which immediately created a dynamic where fans loved to hate her. This spoiled brat persona was effective in creating a foil to the heroic babyfaces of the time, but even then, there was a glimpse of the sharp business mind that would later define her career. From the outset, Stephanie's character was more than just a rich girl with an attitude. As she developed in WWE, fans began to see a side of her that went beyond the glittering surface. She wasn't just content with being a princess on screen. She began to show a surprising level of athleticism and charisma. This newfound depth helped her engage in legendary rivalries with wrestlers like Trish Stratus and Lita, where Stephanie showcased her ability to hold her own, taking brutal bumps and proving that she was willing to get her hands dirty. Despite the manipulation and heelish tactics that defined her character, Stephanie's dedication to the craft earned her respect in the locker room. She wasn't just pretending to be part of the wrestling world, she was a part of it. As the years went on, Stephanie's role within WWE evolved. She gradually transitioned from being a central figure in on-screen drama to an executive with significant influence behind the scenes. Her marriage to Triple H, who had already become a major WWE star, further cemented her place in the company's future leadership. In her executive role, Stephanie proved herself to be a shrewd businesswoman. She took the helm on various marketing initiatives, championed the growth of women's wrestling, and played a critical role in WWE's global expansion. Stephanie was one of the driving forces behind the women's revolution, advocating for equal pay, main event opportunities, and storylines that were as compelling and complex as those of the male wrestlers. Her commitment to advancing the women's division remains one of her most notable contributions, and without her push, WWE would not have achieved the level of prominence it enjoys in terms of women's wrestling today. However, in 2022, Stephanie McMahon was thrust into an unexpected and controversial spotlight. Her father, Vince McMahon, became embroiled in a sexual misconduct scandal that rocked the wrestling world. As the company faced internal and public scrutiny, Stephanie stepped up as the interim co-CEO of WWE. This was a monumental moment for her, taking the reins of the company in the midst of a crisis. Yet her assumption of the role was met with mixed reactions. While some saw it as a logical move, given her experience and leadership within WWE, others questioned her position, given her family's history and the circumstances surrounding her father's departure. The timing was undeniably challenging. Here was Stephanie, who had benefited from her family's position, now leading WWE during one of its most turbulent periods, with many fans and industry insiders skeptical of her ability to separate her personal ties from the company's needs.